Good evening, everybody. Welcome into tonight's episode of Off the Dirt with Joe. By myself tonight, it is presented by M&M Septic Services in Kentucky. We appreciate Rocky Moore and everything he does for us. Got a great show lined up for you tonight. Got some really good guests. Going to be joined by probably three different racers tonight. Leadoff hitter will be AJ Hicks, Dominator at Willard Speedway. Then we'll be joined by either Dylan Brown or Jordan Hedger. It just depends on how the time works out. And then the other one will join us for segment 3. So we're going to have AJ Hicks, Dylan Brown, and Jordan Hedger on with us tonight. Excited to have such a great lineup of guys coming on to hang out with us tonight. Really looking forward to tonight's episode. But first, I do want to, again, thank M&M Septic Service for being the presenting sponsor of the podcast. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. All the most up-to-date information on the series can be found there, as well as Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube page are all set up for the American All-Star Series. If you missed out on Facebook this week, we did welcome another new partner in Smash It, Spring Smasher, brand new Spring Smasher company by Barnyard Warrior Racing, which is our very own Logan Walls. Appreciate Logan getting on board with us for 2023. He'll be doing some stuff with his Smash It Spring Smasher business, sponsoring the series, as well as his Barnyard Warrior Racing Bodies business. So we appreciate those guys for hopping on board with us for the 2023 season. Rusty, it's good to see you. Good to have you with us tonight. Getting excited for this weekend. And again, before we get into our first guest of AJ Hicks tonight, I do want to remind you about Firefly Token. They are the presenting sponsor of segment 1 of the show, and Firefly has really taken off here lately. Supports a great cause as well with the conservation of fireflies. So make sure you check out Firefly Token if you want to get involved in the cryptocurrency world. It's a really great token there. So make sure you check them out, and also our friends at Racetrack Connection. Free app for racers and for fans. Everybody can use it, and it's a great way to connect at the racetrack on race nights. So you check in at what race you're at. Racers do as well. And you can hop in the chat and talk to the racers and competitors that are on hand. So it's a really great app. Make sure you check out Racetrack Connection. It is free for drivers and fans. All right, without further ado, I'm going to bring in tonight's first guest. I'm really excited to get this underway with AJ Hicks from Grayson, Kentucky. He calls Willard home. AJ, how are you tonight, buddy?
Pretty good, Joe. How are you,
buddy? Doing good. It's good to have you on, and excited for this weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. We just got to pray that R word stays away.
That's right. So, I talked to your dad earlier, and he was talking pretty positive when we talked. So I think right now, and everybody that's been asking, we're on here tonight. All systems are go, and if something changes, then we'll let you know. But right now, just keep planning on coming. I'm sure that decisions will be made early enough that people can cancel reservations and things if they need to.
Yeah, there's a few different options they're talking about, like maybe moving it to Sunday, the 15,000 run through the day, and running Saturday is the 2,000, and then there's also the option of maybe next week. But we just got to watch what this weather's going to do.
That's right. So definitely a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C in place, and the race
really want to get it in.
That's right. We're going to make sure this race happens one way or another. So Dirt2Media stepped up huge, and then you guys have some local companies that stepped up as well, right, AJ?
Yeah, Stealth Race Cars actually helped the modifieds and stuff, and that's pretty good of them. And then Kenny's Grass Service helped on the sport mods. And then we had some other Hall Brother just stepped up to the track all year long. We got to recognize those guys. There's a bunch of them, but I don't even know them all.
That's right. Well, just talk about that as Kobe says, let's move it to Sunday. He's all for that. But, talk about that a little bit, AJ. What an event of this caliber means to – this is your hometown. This is your home track. You're kind of Willard's dominator in the Pro Late Model Division. But what does it mean, an event of this caliber mean to that community in that area?
Oh, it's real big. I mean, we got a sports park a couple years ago, and that was real big, trying to bring people in our area. But this right here is probably the biggest thing. I mean, because you're bringing, like I said, North Carolina, Tennessee, all over. You know who's coming, but that's just a lot of people coming in our area for motels, just restaurants. I mean, we don't have nothing like that around here. Our town's pretty small.
Yeah, that's right. You got a college campus, and that's
Yeah,
about it right there in Grayson,
yeah,
right?
and
So,
I think in the college campus there's like maybe 300 students, 200 students. It ain't very big at all.
so, we're talking about that. You know, we got a lot of people coming in. We got these Tennessee, these Carolina guys, and Indiana. Indiana
Indiana,
is going
yeah,
to be very
big
well
food truck.
represented this weekend, as well as Virginia. We've got Tyler Bear coming, one of our bigger races earlier this year. So let's, what are the good the good little, places that are local to Grayson to get something to eat while we're there this weekend?
There's a Mexican restaurant called Trace. It's like the cheese sauce is like cocaine. I'll go ahead and tell you that. It's really good. And then you got a little Italian restaurant called Malini's. It's pretty good. The Hog Trough got probably some of the best steaks on Friday and Saturday, which will be racing, but I think you can get them through the day. And as far as little local place, the bowling alley's pretty good too. But there's a bunch of little places like that it's off the beaten path a little bit.
So we definitely want people to know that we're in town for the racing. So if you stop by one of these places, tell them that we're there because of Willard Speedway. So this is full circle, helps the community, helps the track, helps everybody when we do stuff like this. So I'm really looking forward to it, AJ. We've got some comments coming in here. Michael Boggs says that he thinks he knows who took those pictures behind you on the wall.
Hey, Boggs is the best.
Boggs does a great job. He's been great to work with, getting me pictures and stuff for this weekend. I probably drove between him and Tara, I've driven them both crazy this week. So I just keep hitting them up for photos and things to use. So Logan says that you definitely need to be one of the first Smash It customers.
I've done work on him trying to get a deal through him. He's hard to work with.
So
he's tight
because I already got him sponsored in the series, so he's got to make it up on the back end now.
He's about as tight as you are.
Right. So I'm sure it'll be great, and I'm sure Logan's prices. I know that's one thing we talked about was offering one that's cheaper than the competitors. So does the same stuff and be a little bit cheaper than everybody else on the market. So really, really excited to see a local Kentucky guy. So having a business that he's picking up and taking off with. So Brandon Bolton says he's ready to eat at the Huddle House. So
we'll have Jordan. 24/7 no more. So you have to eat it. It's like I think they close at midnight now.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So we'll have Jordan on. They might have a Huddle House story already for us, AJ. So Jordan will be on with us tonight as well. So we'll have to see if they've got one for us. Kobe says can't beat the Post too. Is that one of your local places?
The Hitchens Post. He's talking about the Hitchens Post. That's a little gas station on the way there.
Okay.
Yeah, they got pretty good food too.
So Richard Bryan says go AJ, but Richard's gonna be racing himself this weekend, chasing that 15,000. So I guess if he can't win it himself, that you're his pick. So
yeah, it is pretty close.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Good to have Tiny here with us on the Flagland in Kentucky as well. And as we see these comments coming in as well. Oh, there's a little secret that's being told for next year. Haven't announced that yet, but we'll be going to Paragon Speedway next year. So that's Robert Wood, the owner there at Paragon. So haven't announced that officially yet, but we know it's happening. So we'll get those details out soon. But AJ, talk about, this, as far as I can tell, I've done some research, and this is the biggest single-day crate race in the country. Now, there's some other races that pay more, but you have to be there sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Friday, Saturday. But this race, as far as you don't have to come to Friday's show to race on Saturday. Saturday's its own standalone event. So just talk about how special that is to be able to have the biggest race, single-day crate race in the country at Willard Speedway.
Oh, it's great. I mean, the 3-day deals, I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but the hotel stays for the guys that ain't got the toters and stuff like that, that's hard. It's more money. And then you got definitely a lot more tires if you got to run Friday, Thursday, and Saturday. I mean, it's a lot more money and hard on your equipment for 3 days. I mean, something happens Friday, you may not get to run Saturday.
That's absolutely right. So this has been for you, AJ. I mean, I'm sure you like having it come to your home turf too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, There's other tracks I could pick it to be at, and I'd be fine with it. But out of all tracks, definitely, this is the one I'd want it to be at. But
Right.
it's going to be tough competition. It's not going to be it's not well walk in the park. You got guys. I mean, these guys for $15,000, you have no friends. You wreck your dad to win. That's just part of it. That's how it'll work out.
That's right. So you've watched your parents work on the track this week. What have they done? Has it been more work? Has it been different than what usually goes into a regular race?
It's pretty like a normal week. They put up a little more barriers. Because they're expecting a lot bigger crowds. But it's a normal week as far as track prep for Dad. He does his normal thing, and it should be smooth if the R word stays away. But hopefully it'll be fine, I think.
That's right. And we got about 50 viewers right now, so that's a really good crowd on our podcast. But, honestly, AJ, this you and I have talked this week, and, it's good we're putting this out there. This, speaking of the R word, most of it's based off a hurricane that's moving through down in the southeast. So as well as I do, and everybody else that's watching knows that those things can shift directions and be moved out very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's me and Dad was talking earlier, probably about an hour ago, and if it hits into the hills and you got another front, it can change. It can change drastically. We may not get a rain shower Friday, and that's me and he was talking. Everything's a go, and we're going to keep it just like we're running Friday, Saturday. But if something happens, like I said, the other options are there Saturday and Sunday maybe, or next week. We're still looking at those, and I'm sure we'll keep you updated, and try to update on the page as much as possible too, so nobody's wondering.
That's right. So, I know a lot of people have asked. There's been a lot of comments and things this week, but right now we're planning full steam ahead, and we're going to hope this storm does move out, and we've got Plan B and Plan C to make sure that this race does happen one way or another this weekend.
Yeah, that's full system to go. They've ordered concessions and stuff like that. This ain't something they want to cancel, so they definitely want to get this thing in and make it the biggest race that's ever happened at Willard.
That's awesome. So we got a few more comments there. Jack Gerald, he's another one of your locals. You got a good field of locals coming out this weekend, AJ. That's one thing that we've watched. Last year you had 7 or 8 crates on a usual basis, maybe 10 on a good week. And this year it's kind of went from 12 to 15. So a lot of really good cars and new cars in your area this year.
Yeah, it's really growed. I mean, that's what we wanted to happen, and it's happened. It growed a ton. If every one of them would have showed up on the same night, we'd have been in the 30s. We had a lot of mixed drivers, come through the season, but I mean, it really grew from the first year to last year, and every one of them. I mean, I would say majority of the locals will make it in the big show. I mean, they're tough.
Absolutely, and they've traveled and run some with us this year. Jack pulled all the way to raced in Georgia with us earlier this season. So, your guys aren't scared to travel. They're not scared of competition, and they definitely will be chasing the win. So Rusty Webb's with us. Hayden got a win earlier this year, his driver, and I'm sure Hayden will be one of those that's tough to beat this weekend. But Rusty wants to put out a warning to everybody: don't pass the Sunoco. Make a left. The road past it is narrow and straight up hills. Do you know what road he's talking about, AJ?
It sounds like he went out by the lake. If he passed the Sunoco, then oh man, I don't know how he got down through there.
So that may be where I'm staying this weekend, is out by the lake. I think that's where I booked, but I'm gonna leave the trailer hanging out with you all and just take the truck.
Yeah, there's a little back road there. It's called Deer Creek, and it's not very. It ain't very friendly to travel on. It's pretty bad.
So we got a few more people. Michael Bennett is here with us. They are the team owner. That's part of the team ownership at that Chad Stapleton drives for. Chad's a top talent. I mean, he is one that has run a lot of super late races, I know, in Indiana, so he'll be tough to beat. I think he just won at Lake Cumberland this past week.
Yeah, he did. He just won Lake Cumberland this past week.
So we got Padula here with us as well. He said hopefully the R word stays away. We're going to think positive and pray, Stephen. That's what we're doing. And Stephen had a great run in September with us. He was one that charged up through the field and put on a good show. So Kobe says, let's just run it in the rain. Kobe's got lots of big ideas, AJ.
Oh, yeah.
But he won't come on our podcast with us. So we've tried all year long. So But I can't wait till he has to make a speech at the banquet. I think that's going to be great.
That'll be pretty good.
Yeah. So he's going to have to then because he wants his money, I'm sure. So, AJ, just as we get ready for this weekend, what would it mean to you to win a race of this caliber? Obviously, it'll be the biggest race you've ever won. So what would it mean to you and your race program to win a race like this?
At the end of the year, definitely 15,000 would help us in the off season. I mean, getting these cars are not cheap, and it's getting worse. I mean, it's killing us. But that would be a big help in the off season. But 15,000 at the home track in front of the home crowd, that'd be like winning the World 100 to me almost. It'd be a good one.
I feel like if you win this one, the fans might be tearing the barriers down to get down to you on the track.
We may have a keg party if I want to be past the teardown.
So that's one big part of this race, and one thing that we always do, we make sure we have some of the best tech in the country, and our teardowns are important, and it's great. We've got a flow bench. We're the only series in the country that does the flowing of the heads to make sure they're right. But we can do everything right at the trailer at the track. So
yeah, that's great. That's the best thing about it. I mean, when you show up, you're getting a fair shake, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, that's. I don't know. There's series that to do it, but I think you all take it above and beyond. And that's what I like.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. Rusty says they've been feeding Hayden gunpowder for this race, so so they're going to be wound up and ready to go.
Let's hope they run out gunpowder.
That's right. They run out before this weekend. So Michael Bennett says good luck. Michael's been awesome. Hadn't never talked to Michael, and we've talked back and forth on Facebook a lot. And, well, he doesn't know he's talking to me. But he's been talking to the series page a lot, and he's been awesome to work with and deal with as we get ready for this race. It's got somebody cheering for Kobe to win it, but they still like you.
Yeah, Kobe's pretty close on the home fan count. He's probably got more than me, to be honest.
So he's got. It does seem like he's got a big following. He gets lots of shares and things when we put him on the page. So Trevor says he'll be looking like a pimp with his deck kite stick in the chute this weekend. So he also checks our spring rods, which was something that we checked at the Beckley race. That you said it was the hardest you've ever been teched, I think.
Yeah, it was.
So he'll be ready to do that again this weekend. And who is Jeremy Butler. Jeremy Butler's another competitor coming to run with us this weekend. So got him shared today. Hobo Village at Willard. So AJ, I'm just really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great weekend, and I appreciate you coming and hanging out. We're going to have Dylan and Jordan on next, or one of them. See where Dylan's at. Dylan said he might be a little late, so we'll get them in order here and let them talk about it. Dylan's never been to Willard, but he's won a lot of our big races, so we'll talk about that coming to a new track with him, and then Jordan runs full time with us and has had a string of second place finishes with the series, so definitely got to talk to him about how he can get into victory lane. So before we let you go, AJ, who helps you? Who makes it possible for you to got one question here. Willie wants to know if they can fish while they're camping.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
They may buy.
So, but AJ, who helps you? Who makes your racing program go? Tell us about that.
I'm looking at the car, so this will be pretty easy. I got to thank SBR, Shane Bailey Racing, Knott Marine, Thomas Concrete, Felty Farms, Hinton Engines, KLM Electric, my wife, my crew. I got to thank Bernie. He's pretty much the go-to guy for me. He stays with me, helps me on everything. And I got to thank 4B Motorsports, Sports Race Cars, Missing Lynn Motorsports, and then I want to thank the Dirt2Media too for putting on a big race like this also, and Carter Auto Parts.
Yeah, absolutely. Dirt2Media is different than any other streaming provider that I've been around. They definitely give back to the races, to the racetracks, and make stuff like this happen. So they title sponsored 2 of our races this year. So huge thanks to those guys. I appreciate you mentioning them as well, AJ. So, all right. Well, AJ, thanks for coming on, hanging out. We'll get ready and have our next guest on with us here momentarily.
See you, buddy.
See you. Thank you. All right. So that was AJ Hicks joining us tonight on our podcast, Off the Dirt. We'll have a word from our title sponsor, PPM Racing Products, and then a word from our official fuel, Renegade Race Fuels, and we'll be right back.
When you start with the strongest American steel, apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just built better than anything else you can get.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt Season 2, Episode 2. I do want to once again thank our friends at Racetrack Connection for all they do for racers, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to build. Doing a really good job there at Racetrack Connection. We appreciate those guys and Sherman and all he's doing. But Racetrack Connection is a free app for use for racers and fans to connect with each other. A good way for racers to reach out and look for sponsors. Just a lot of good things going on there with Racetrack Connections. So I definitely want to thank them for their support of the podcast. But as we get into segment 2, we are going to have Dylan might have got held up, may not have Dylan on at all tonight, but we are going to have Jordan Hedger with us coming up, and we'll see if we can't find somebody to fill in for the third segment or not tonight. If not, that'll be fine too. But we'll have Jordan Hedger. Jordan Hedger was a full-time AAS competitor this season, and he had a really, really good second half of the season. He missed 2 races in August, and then he showed back up, and he never looked back. So a good, strong third-place run in the points. If the first half of the season had been like it was the second half of the season, Hedger would have probably been right there competing for the championship for sure. So we did have some fun news come in. If you missed it, there a little earlier from our friend Robert Wood at Paragon Speedway. He said he's looking forward to hosting us. So full details on that is coming, but we will make our first trip to Paragon Speedway in 2023. So we're excited about that and really looking forward to expanding our footprint and thrilled for that. Another thing we want to do is we mentioned it on last week's podcast, but we're excited and thrilled to have O'Reilly Auto Parts back as our official auto parts store of the American All-Star Series. So if you need to get something from O'Reilly's, you need to make an order, go check out our page, click on our partners, and there's a link that will take you directly to the O'Reilly's site from our page, so the website. So please, if you can, get out there and support O'Reilly Auto Parts when you need something for your daily driver. We appreciate those guys for sure. So we're waiting on Jordan Hedger to get on board with us here as we talk about the Dirt2Media Pro Late Model National Championship that'll be hosted this weekend at Willard Speedway. We are full systems go. I know there is a little chance of rain right now it shows a big chance of rain on Friday, but all systems are go right now, and they do have plans in place if it were to rain. So we are going to race one way or another for sure, I would say, if at all possible. So make sure you don't change your plans. Be ready to rock and roll, and we'll do what we have to make the show happen. It is 15,000 to win. It is the largest single-day pro late model race in the country that I can find. You can correct me if you found one bigger, but I don't think there are any other pro late model shows that pay $15,000 to win or more that are single-day shows. So we're excited for that. So we've got a few more guests tuning in while we wait on Jordan to get on board with us. He'll hop in here momentarily, I'm sure. But Evan Hinkle says they're ready to roll. We got a couple cars coming with them, so excited to have them with us. Evan has run in our sim racing races that we run sometimes during the wintertime before. Ashley Gallion says for Tyler Bays to hold it. So Ashley, I must have missed a oh, there we go. Tyler Bays said, AJ, will you sign my baby? So a lot of fun being had over in our chat tonight. Jordan is slow, second place, Brandon. That's what we've joked about that a lot lately because he has been the king of second place. We're getting ready to draw for a motor, courtesy of Crate Crate Engine Technology, and Rick Hendrick City Chevrolet will be doing a motor draw. We got 5 spots left. If you want to get involved, now's the time. We're about to give that motor away for $110. Somebody will get it for $110. But anyways, Brandon, we were joking, and Jordan said if I drew a second number, that he would probably be the one that it got. So that was pretty good there. So Ashley says, just never mind. So they must be talking about something totally different there. And Brandon says he's been telling Jordan that for years, that he never listens. So just as soon as Jordan gets on board with us here, we will be ready to rock and roll with segment 2. But, 2023 is looking great as we get ready for this weekend's Dirt2Media Pro Late Model National Championship at Willard Speedway. We're working on 2023 now, and it's going to be a phenomenal season, probably one of the biggest seasons, or probably the biggest season in series history as we head into year 5. So it'll be year 5 for the series, year 3 for the weekly series. Evan, that's what AJ was mentioning when he was here. He said maybe we run the Friday show Saturday and run the big show on Sunday. So that's one thing that they've been talking about at the track as a plan B if things were to go south on Friday. So definitely want to get the races in and make them happen. So it sounds like they have a good plan. And I don't really know of many that we would lose by having to do it that way. I think we'll be fine. 15K to race, I think everybody will show up. So I think it'll be a good weekend. And the good thing about Willard, if you're watching and you're a fan and you've never been to Willard Speedway, you sit in your car to watch the races. So it is warm. You don't have to worry about freezing or anything like that. You'll be able to stay warm because you can sit in your car and watch the races. I think they do have some seating that are outside the vehicle, but I do believe they're planning to have some burn barrels and things so you can stay warm by the burn barrels as well. But most of the seating in the general admission area is in your vehicle. So you've got that option there, and it will be good. So Jordan has viewed the post. He must be working on getting in now. I've sent him a message, and we'll roll forward with this as soon as we get Jordan with us here. Ashley says we're excited to welcome everyone to our home track. Really looking forward to seeing the pits field. And that's another thing at Willard. Pit parking, they have plenty. Got a very, very large field. Go-kart track is connected. I'm sure they would love to have to go into the go-kart track parking area if they need to. Chris Brunel. Chris, I've never said your last name. He says that the fire pits are welcome. So I'm sure he wouldn't mind to share with you if you've got one going. We might have to set one up next to the series trailer this weekend as well. But really, really looking forward to this event and this weekend. Great way to cap off the 2022 season and get ready for the upcoming 2023 season. So just as soon as we get Jordan in here with us, I don't think Jordan's ever done a podcast. I can't remember if I've had Jordan as a guest on the podcast before. Probably have. But really, really looking forward to getting him in here and chatting with him tonight about what he needs to do to go from second place to first place and what it would mean to him to win one of our races, especially a 15,000 to win race, what that would mean to him. So, Brandon, if you're talking to Jordan, help him out and let's get him in here. Let's get to chatting. I know that he has looked at the message and he's scared. No, I'm sure that he's not scared. So he'll be with us in a minute. But just really looking forward to this weekend and this event. So, like I said, 2022, great way to cap off the season. 15,000 to win this Saturday at Willard Speedway. It'll be the biggest race in track history. Willard has never put on a 15,000 to win race. They've got the room for it. Like I said, plenty of parking, probably fit 100 late models in the pit area if they needed to. And what a great field of drivers we've got coming. We've already shared, I think, 39 racers We've got another 12 or 13 to share tomorrow, heading into practice before we head into practice day on Thursday. So looking like it's going to be a 50-plus car field, and that's just guys that we know for sure are coming, that have told us they're coming. So with a race like this, a lot of times there are guys that come that you don't know are coming until the day of. So if I can get enough signal service for the social media to make it happen, we will post who's there while we're there as well. And good point, Ashley. There's plenty of room for campers. So they are offering camping this weekend as well. So Jordan is coming. He got a phone call right at time to join us. He's wrapping that up, and he'll be with us. So just hold tight and hang with us as we continue to talk about the Dirt2Media Pro Late Model National Championship. Ashley, you're right. We're going to have to send some smoke signals to get all this information out. So we're really excited to get Jordan on here with us. And like I said, he's wrapping up a phone call, and he'll be here. So we'll get this second segment rolling just as soon as Jordan is back and on from his phone call. So appreciate Jordan taking time out of his evening to hang out with us tonight on Off the Dirt. Like I said, if you don't know Jordan Hedger, he has run with the series pretty regularly for the past 2 seasons. Finished third in the points this year to be his best series finish in the points. And honestly, had he not had to miss the 2 races in August, he probably would have been battling it out right there in the first and second spots. So as we get ready for our banquet too, I mentioned Kobe Gallion not wanting to come on and hang out on our podcast because he doesn't like the public eye, the public speaking, but he will have to do that at our banquet. So Chris says Kobe better start working on that speech. So really, maybe that'll help get Kobe over that fear, that stage fright. And then we can get him on the podcast after he's given his speech at the banquet this year. So like I said, Jordan will be with us momentarily. He was finishing up a phone call. He got right at time to come on board with the show tonight. And then we'll talk to Jordan a little bit about his prospects, his look on Willard Speedway, and what it means for him. I mean, Jordan is a Kentucky driver. He's not from Willard, but what it means for him to have a race of this caliber in his home state. So really excited to get him on board with us and talk to him about all that here just in a few moments on tonight's episode of Off the Dirt. So really looking forward to that. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you check out Smash It. We shared a post earlier this week for Smash It, and we'll do that again once we're through this week and we're done sharing racers. But brand new Spring Smasher company just opening up from one of our full-time competitors, Logan Walls. Excited to get Logan involved as a sponsor for the 2023 season as well, and really excited to welcome new partners on board. Good question, Bill. We did put that out on Facebook. The banquet will be on, let me make sure my date's right, January the 14th, Saturday, January the 14th. It'll be at Rothschild's Catering in Knoxville. We'll put out how to order tickets and how to pay for your tickets and things as we get to the banquet, or as we get closer to the banquet. So probably about the middle of December, we'll put out the information there as well. Oh, awesome. So there's going to be a kids bicycle race. Aaron, thanks for sharing. Stealth Race Car sponsored 400 for kids bicycle race. So make sure you bring out the kids. So Stealth Race Cars stepping up for the kids this weekend as well. It's good to have the kids involved, and especially in an event of this caliber. A lot of times you see just races happen when you get to races this size. But to get the kids there and involved in a race this size, they can see how a special event feels, what it's like. So going to be a lot of people there, so make sure that you get that going. Angie, we were waiting on Jordan. He was wrapping up a phone call. So as soon as Jordan gets done, we will have him here with us. But that's awesome, Aaron. Like I said, getting those kids involved at a young age and giving them the chance to be involved at a very, very large race is so important. And it's really, they're the future of the sport. If we don't get more kids involved, we're not going to have a sport to do in a few years. So make sure that you bring your kids out for this bicycle race. Let them be on they're going to be on TV with the pay-per-view there. And with Dirt2Media being there, it's a really, really good thing. So all kids in the race will get money. So there you go. There you have it, courtesy of Stealth Race Cars. That is awesome. So Jordan is working on getting connected now. I'm getting play-by-play updates. He'll be with us in just a moment. January 14th, Ashley. So looks like Jordan is here. We're going to pull Jordan in. His camera is not on him right now, but we'll grab Jordan and get him in here with us, and we'll talk about this event. So let's go ahead and pull Jordan on up. Hey, Jordan, good to have you tonight.
What's up?
Just getting fired up and excited for the biggest race of the year.
I hope we get to run it.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to hear AJ earlier. I heard you had to take a phone call, but he said if worst case, we might move it to Saturday and Sunday if we have to. So they are full systems ahead there at Willard Speedway, and it looks like we're going to get to make this happen. So Jordan, just talk about that. This Willard is not too far from you. What's it mean for you to have a race of this caliber in your home state?
It'd be the by far the biggest race in this area we've ever run. I mean, outside of this, I guess the 10 grands would be the biggest things we've run since here. So, I mean, it would mean a lot to be able to beat that. It'd be hard to beat old AJ there, but we're down for it.
You're going to give it a run anyways, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, speaking of that, AJ is going to be a tough competition, but you have been on a roll of second place finishes. So how can we get over that hump this weekend?
Well, I'm hoping you draw on that motor. You pick the second place guy, and then maybe we can overcome it on this on the weekend and get the first.
That's
we get 2 for 1.
So, I mean, you've been fast enough lately, Jordan, that you could win this thing. I mean, it's a realistic shot. You've really shown a lot of speed in the second half of the season. What would it mean for you to win a 15,000 win race?
More than anyone knows. It's not even a 15, just to finally prove that we can run with these guys. And I think this is like the third year now that we've run off and on with the top in the country on this crate stuff. And it'd be nice to we're finally starting to show the speed that we've needed for years now. It's just it's nice, and it would mean more than the 15 grand, honestly, but we'll see.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind to take the 2 on Friday night either, if that's where it comes. But you like you said, you have run with the series for several years now. You missed 2 races this summer. I know you wish now that you could go back and have those back because you probably would have been. You and Logan definitely would have been battling it out for second place in the points.
Yeah, that's for sure. We had the car for sale there for a minute, and I went to Florida and went on vacation with the family, and then kind of in the middle of the night got some help from Ethan Burgess on his deal, and it turned our program around and took the car off for sale after that. Actually, and so I'm really happy with it, and we'll see where we go from there, I guess.
That's right. So where did you? I'm trying to remember. Where was Willard one of the places you ran second?
No, Willard, we qualified second, started second, but fell back late. We ran second at, I think, Blue Ridge and Beckley, and it struggled at Smoky Mountain. But Smoky Mountain's fixing it herself, I think.
That's right. So definitely some good improvements going on there at Smoky Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to AJ about this. As far as I can find, this is the biggest single day crate race in the country. I don't think that there's any others that you don't have to show up days early. Everything, the prelims and everything are on Saturday. So if you don't want to come to Saturday, you don't have to. And for Willard Speedway and that the whole Kentucky crate racing, I think this is big. Just talk about a single day 15,000 win race.
Yeah, I ain't been a part of nothing like that. I know with some other deals that go around, even 10 grands are 2 and 3 day events for us. So I mean, it make it nice for these guys that can't get off on Fridays and Thursdays, and they come over with us. They can still come and compete. And there's some tough competition that won't be there on Thursday and Friday. That will be there on Saturday. That will be a serious threat to us, to all the guys that are running. But I mean that'll make it nice for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you mentioned AJ already. Who else do you have to get through to win this race, you think?
Ooh. Well, there's a bunch of them coming. What's Tyler Bear? I mean, he just won the race at Beckley there. You got Dylan Brown. I mean, he's won countless fucking big races here. And I mean, AJ, that's his place. I mean, if you can keep from beating yourself, I mean, I think that's your biggest one right there. All the respect to him, that's his home right there. So, I mean, and then I don't know who all's actually coming, but I mean, you got Hayden, Zach. I mean, they're all tough each and every week. We'll see.
That's right. And how would you rather the track be? Would you rather see the rain come through and it be maybe heavier than usual, or do you want to see it be slick?
We were decent when it got slick last time, but then late we sucked. So that place there is hard. It's very hard. So I'd be interested to see what it does when it gets a lot of rain on it. Maybe get it softened up a little bit. Maybe we get a little cushion built to be able to rip around in it.
I think that would be a lot of fun. So maybe the rain wouldn't be such a bad thing. But, Jordan, as we get ready for this event, I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us for a few minutes tonight. Tell some people about your racing career, because you're kind of the furthest north guy that we have that races with us. Tell people a little bit about here that maybe don't know Jordan Hedger. Tell them who you are.
So I started back in probably 06 or 07 racing go-karts in the Lawrenceburg area of Indiana, and then went to Bombers in 11. I think it was 11 to 14, and then moved up. We won a championship in that out at Florence Speedway, and then moved up to crates. And we've been running crates ever since. But here in the last 3 years, we've really stepped up and stepped out. Started running these bigger shows and trying to compete with the more regional, national guys in the crate world. And we've had some success and some disappointments, but I mean, we won our fair share of races regionally, and we're just trying to get out there and prove to ourselves more than anything that we're supposed to be here.
Well, this second part of the season, you've definitely shown that. As we look forward to 2023, we did have Robert Wood from Paragon Speedway kind of get out here and let a little cat out of the bag. We will be going to Paragon in 2023. So, I mean, is that a track you visited? And with your location, might you go get a race or two in early in the season next year to learn the track a little bit?
Yeah, that's never a place I've been. I mean, they're still 2.5 hours or so away from us, but they will. If we're gonna run some big shows there, we'll definitely try to go up there and hit a couple before we get up there. Just depending on their races and what we're running, But we'll see from there. Oh boy, ain't good. My phone's on 1%.
Oh no. Well, let me let you thank your sponsors, and we'll wrap it up tonight. Who helps you get up and down the road, and your crew? You've got an awesome crew.
I got Sky High Power. I mean, they pay for most of my stuff. Pure Green, which was Crimson, that's still in the car. That's who I work for. They let me off each and every week to come and do this. Slicker Graphics, ML Performance, Ethan Burgess on his what's he call that?
Burgess Motorsports Consultants.
Yeah, Burgess Motorsports Consultants. That's what has picked us up so much this year, and now I'm gone.
Think we might have lost Jordan. So he said his phone was on 1%. So we might have lost Jordan. and having him on here with us for tonight. But definitely appreciate Jordan hopping on and taking some time to hang out with us. He might be able to pull back in here, but if not, we definitely appreciate Jordan hopping on, and sound like he got most of his sponsors in there, but his whole crew, Jordan's crew is always willing to talk and give you insight, and they're just really great to have on the road with us. They definitely love what they're doing and love chasing the points with us. So Brandon says that's his normal face. Don't worry. But, it looks like that Jordan's phone has died on him, and that is ended the interview with him tonight. So we definitely appreciate Jordan hopping on board with us. Like I said, Jordan missed 2 races this year, and he's been very loyal to the series, finished 3rd in the points. And the second half of the season, he has just looked like he's been shot out of a rocket or a cannon. He has really stepped up his game and really improved, like they said. So we definitely appreciate Jordan hopping on board with us tonight. We'll see Jordan again at the banquet and probably get him on another time or two during the off season to talk about this upcoming season. So, guys, I appreciate you hopping on and hanging out with us tonight. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate you hanging out tonight too. But definitely appreciate you guys hopping on board with us tonight and hanging out for a little bit on Off the Dirt. This is season 2, episode 2. We've had a lot of fun. 2022 Dirt2Media Pro Late Model National Championship this Thursday through Saturday at Willard Speedway. We're going to race. They've got a plan B if things don't work out as well. So make sure that you hold on to your hats and let's go racing this weekend for some really big money. Biggest single day pro late model race in the country is Saturday, $15,000 to win. Biggest race in Willard Speedway history. So make sure you come out and support us. As we go out tonight, I'll leave you with a video of all of the 2022 sponsors. So again, appreciate you hanging out and coming on tonight, and we'll see you next time on Off the Dirt. So thanks, everybody. See you soon.